Hello, everyone. Welcome to the third episode of Nilmer Movie Night, the show where we go to our local video store, rent a movie we've never heard of, and then watch it.
Except this time it wasn't random. Actually, there was a dude who said, "Hey, I heard you like bad movies."
Yeah. He wasn't that spooky, but he was pretty cool.
He was kind of spooky.
He recommended the film The Lost Skeleton of Cadavra to us, which we just watched.
Yeah, we did just watch that movie.
Yeah, what'd you guys think?
It was super cool.
I have a fair amount of commentary. So, one of the main things I noticed is with the whole, the purpose of the movie was that they're kind of going for this whole bad move, kind of intentionally bad parody of old movie. So they're doing a lot of stuff like the Mid-Atlantic accent. You see, the soundtrack was very akin to a lot of older movies, and
soundtrack wanted me to grab the rustiest spoon and do something loving to my ears.
A lot of old movie soundtracks do that sort of thing to you. It's it's kind of become very irritating because the soundtracks aren't exactly exceptional from older movies. But yeah, also another thing that was very prevalent in the movie was the dialogue was extremely repetitive. Malachi actually has some quotes, I believe.
Well, first of all, I didn't actually say who was talking in this discussion today.
I'm Corgi.
Hey, what's up? I'm Joey.
Hey, I'm Max Sonorous.
Max Sonorous X, AFK Corgi, and Super Joe Man. I'll put links in the description.
No, wait, was that some channel you used to have or something?
No, it's good. Yeah, everyone's please subscribe.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Smash that like button.
Yeah, please do that. Subscribe to all of us. Yeah.
Okay, so do you want me to bring out the quotes, or do you want to do some other things?
Why don't we explain what the movie
that'd be a quality idea.
Yeah, we could probably do that.
Kind of went into that.
There's a skeleton, right? And there's there's this
There's Paul. He's a scientist.
Yeah, Paul.
You guys are really good at explaining.
Would you like to explain it, Joey?
So there's Paul and Betty, right? And they're scientists, and they go.
Paul is a scientist.
Paul's a scientist.
Betty is a housewife.
I'm so sorry, guys.
Betty is definitely a housewife.
Okay, so there's Paul, who's a scientist, and Betty, who is a housewife, right? And so they go and they're gonna find this meteor, right? Because it has some really good stuff,
atmospherium.
Atmospherium.
Yeah. So they're gonna go get that, but then there's another guy.
Roger Fleming.
Dr. Roger Fleming. He's like, you know what? I'm gonna wake up the lost skeleton of Cadavra.
Yeah.
Because then that'll make me super powerful and stuff.
Yeah.
So he's like, well, I need atmospherium to wake up the skeleton. And so then you have a real dilemma there, because you realize, wait a second, doesn't the scientist have atmospherium? And then you're like, wait, and then it's all coming together because you realize that Fleming's gonna have to get the atmospherium from Armstrong.
Yeah.
It's so crazy.
Yeah, also there's aliens.
Then there's another twist that comes in later, actually. So,
but wait.
Guys,
I'm sorry, but Fleming doesn't know that he needs atmospherium until the skeleton wakes up after he says how... Okay, I'm bringing up the quote. Even when I was a child, I was hated by skeletons.
Okay, also on it...
Wait. So then the skeleton wakes up, and he calls him an idiot and says, okay, get some atmospherium. And then he goes and gets it.
Okay, and they're aliens.
Yeah, also, so that then after that, some aliens go land, and it's really crazy. So they just come down, and they're like, wait a second, our ship crashed. Dang it. And guess what? They also need atmospherium.
So they can get back to
their
home planet. What's it called?
Marva?
Yeah. And what are their names?
One comment. I have two anecdotes.
Crowbar and I don't remember the way.
Starts with an
F.
She's not important.
Okay, so
Nobody cares.
The strange thing about Marva is, one, it bears disturbing similarities to Earth that wouldn't necessarily be scientifically possible. Unless, somehow Marva is, some kind of parallel Earth or something. And
she looks like a human is what he means.
No, also, they act like humans. They even have, some of the same
They don't act like humans, really.
To some extent.
They have to learn how to act like humans. That's a big part of the movie.
But there's also things like picnicking is a part of their culture. They even have literal cherries on their planet.
Yeah.
Also,
literal cherries.
I have an idea. How about we discuss the
Also,
probability of somebody developing the custom of picnics on any given planet.
I mean,
Eating
so
outside.
If you,
Yeah.
Pretty
if
whack
you,
idea.
If
Yeah,
you got
no.
outdoors and you got food, why not combine them? Okay, so before we go on, I want to do some of the radical quotes that we have.
Okay.
It's hard to be a scientist's wife. The wife of a scientist. Said the wife of a scientist.
Yep.
Bazinga.
No, actually, no. Paul said that to his wife, who is the wife of a scientist.
Right.
I'm a scientist. I don't believe in anything. Also says Paul.
No, that was Roger Fleming.
Oh yeah,
That was Roger.
was that Fleming? Okay, that was Fleming.
Ah.
I probably
dang.
should have written
Ah.
down who says it. We've picked,
Yeah,
okay,
that'd been
and
really
then this is Paul. We've picked up something that's not teeth. That's surprising.
No, it's tea, not teeth.
No, it's teeth.
I'm pretty sure
It's
it's teeth.
teeth. You said teeth.
I'm pretty
Okay.
sure it's teeth.
Teeth.
It's
Okay.
teeth, guys.
It
Teeth?
is teeth.
It's
Okay.
teeth, guys.
Yeah.
And
it
okay,
is.
so then
With
the
teeth from Discord.
then
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
aliens decide. Oh, so what happened? How did the aliens figure out that that Paul and Betty?
No
have,
idea.
I think they. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, they like.
Yeah,
They were walking around nearby conveniently, and they're like, "Wow, we just got this atmospherium. Isn't that whack?"
Yeah.
And they're like, "Wait a second, those guys have atmospherium. No way."
So
Yeah.
they go to the house and they ponder, how do we get in? What are we supposed to do? So what they do is they use the ray, the transmuter. I don't know what it's called.
Yeah.
But they transmute themselves into humans, but they're already played by humans, like no makeup or anything. They're just humans, and now they just look like humans that
But
are
in a
wearing
different
clothes
suits and
instead of
stuff. Yeah.
Human
tinfoil.
attire.
Yeah, human. So then
Human attire.
then here's another great
Like me.
quote. They're trying to get into the cabin that Paul and Betty are in. So and they see the stairs. Step on them until we are high enough to enter.
Nice.
I just spun around in my chair.
So-
and I
Yeah, that was
hit the
good.
back
The
of
aliens
Maltese with the
actually go through all these really wacky antics because they're not used to how Earth works.
Yeah.
So,
Yes.
as an example, when they encounter some stairs, they're really confused because they're like, "Wait, how do we get to this door that's all the way up here?" So they have
Right.
to figure out how to operate stairs.
Yeah.
It's really goofy.
It's Finawak, and
Yeah, exactly. That's what I
we
was
we
thinking.
should say that I mean, of course, the dialogue's really bad, but this movie is intentionally not very well written
Yeah.
or acted or any of that. Or
The thing about this movie, though, is it's actually a masterpiece. You just have to look beneath the surface and understand the subtle nuances to it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, but then, for instance, with the stare gag, you have to
the stare
understand.
gag.
You have
You
to
have to
understand that with that, when they were like clutching the side of the building, terrified by the stairs, you have to understand that it was actually a reference to the 1903 movie A Trip to the Moon, where
Alright.
the main characters, one climb out of the rocket, have an encounter where they slip on the stairs. And since then, the character develops an irrational fear of stairs. And without that reference, you cannot fully understand or appreciate the lost skeleton of Cadavra. So keep that in mind, viewers.
Yeah. Did you
Wow.
know that you actually have to have 2,000 IQ to understand the
Yeah.
Lost Skeleton?
Yeah.
And-
Yeah.
And what you also need 2,000
very deep
IQ to
film.
what you also need 2,000 IQ to go is to go to my channel Max Honorous X
Yeah,
and
do
watch
that right now.
and watch the parody of Le Voyage dans la Lune that I
Wow.
Also known as
Wow, nice
Reckless
channel
and
plug-in.
Mortimer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Please slam that
I love
notification bell
Richard
for all
and
of
more
us,
time.
especially Super
Yeah,
Joe Man.
definitely.
Okay.
Yeah.
But, okay,
What
Yeah.
are you doing, Super
Yeah.
Joe Man?
What?
Stop.
Oh no.
No, okay.
Yeah,
let's
no,
think.
don't stop,
Okay, let's
actually.
actually talk about the movie.
Yeah.
Frick!
Oh.
Pop filter fell.
Oh, dang
Okay,
it.
Dang it.
So after
so
after they
unfortunate.
get
Frick! Whatever. Frick
Okay,
it.
dang it,
Frick it.
dude.
Nobody cares about the pop filter.
after the aliens get to the door, like, whoa, how do we open it? Because they have lived their entire lives in a Target and they don't know how doors that you have to open instead of it just sensing you.
Yeah.
Happens.
Yeah.
What happens after that? They go. Oh yeah, they
Well,
go in.
Paul and his housewife open the door.
Yeah, after
Betty.
hearing that.
Betty, I'm sorry. And then let the aliens in, but they don't know they're aliens. They just think they're like on drugs or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're supposed to be the landlords or whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They, oh,
Yeah,
are
they're
you?
like, oh,
are you the
It must be
Taylors?
the Taylors, yeah.
And then the other guy shows up. What's his name?
Roger Fleming.
Roger Fleming.
Yeah, yeah,
He
yeah.
shows
Dr.
up.
Roger Fleming.
Yeah,
Okay.
Dr. Roger Fleming. Every character in the film shows up to their home after a while.
Yeah.
And
So even
wacky
Raven's
antics
rat.
ensue.
Okay, here's
yeah.
what happens. So he concludes that it'd be too suspicious if he came alone. So he instead decides to create a date using like this
Transmuter, like the aliens used it.
like a transmitter that the aliens had left behind to appear less suspicious. what he does is he randomly aims at 4 animals in the forest. There's something like some kind of mustelid, like a mouse, a fox. For reference, mustelids are like ferrets and weasels and whatnot.
Okay,
and
thank
it was
you.
like a mouse and a fox, and also a
Kind of.
squirrel. And he somehow manages to combine them all into
Not somehow. Makes
human.
sense.
It's science.
And
Yeah.
it's like this.
It's a
It combines with some human who somehow understands some English, and then ends up getting controlled by the skeleton that was mentioned earlier.
No. Yeah, no. You go into a head.
Guys, we're jumping.
Yeah,
This
you're
is so confusing.
spoiling
Re-
further in the movie.
Yeah, exactly. That's
Oh.
what it.
But
Yeah.
but Fleming,
bad with the B emoji.
but
Got him.
Fleming
Yeah.
teaches this squirrel creature.
This is the best podcast
we
ever.
we don't know what animal she's made of until the end of the movie. Like they don't
Right.
tell us that. They just like say 4 animals, and she makes
I'm
cat
probably
noises and dog noises.
Yeah,
at
she
some point.
makes the noises of like every animal, even though there
They
definitely
say
weren't
forest
cats and
creatures,
dogs.
but
That's for sure.
there were no cats and dogs. And then suddenly, in like 5 minutes, Fleming is like teaches her how to speak in English.
Yeah.
Oh, can I interject another quote?
Yes,
Please do.
Okay, so before Fleming arrives, and it's just the aliens and the Paul and his housewife.
Betty.
Betty, oh my gosh, you misogynistic frick!
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so Paul offers
would never
to
make
the
that
male
mistake.
Yeah,
alien,
definitely.
Yeah.
would you like a drink? The male alien replies with, yes, liquid, please. And then Paul responds to that with, I like a man who gets to the point.
I think that enemy got the point. I'm sorry, just had to make that Pro ZD reference.
Oh heck.
Oh,
Yeah, I didn't
yeah.
understand that.
Why do you have a picture of the 600 to 500 BC
Boar vessel.
ceramic board?
Joey,
Oh, that was from,
The viewers can't see
those
this.
Those are from the YTP.
I know it's
Yeah.
from the YTP.
yeah.
Okay,
I had
for
them on my
reference,
desktop.
This would really help,
no, Michael,
our
most
discussion.
ambitious.
Let's talk about the film,
Yeah,
guys!
okay, so what happened?
Joey, stop distracting us!
Okay, I'm sorry.
What happens after Fleming has dinner
Yeah.
with them with his squirrel waifu?
Yeah.
Anime.
Yeah, anime.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's like, okay, to us, I'm gonna call you Animala, but to everyone else, you're gonna be Pam.
And then,
No,
well, the
it's
skeleton
Andy.
calls her Animala too.
Yeah, the skeleton.
The skeleton's really
No,
tight with
no,
it.
it was
Yeah.
something else between Fleming. It was like Madam something.
No, it was Animala.
It was Animal.
It
Yeah,
was.
it's Animala.
It
I
was.
don't remember
She was
that.
even credited as Animala.
Yeah.
in the-
Yeah.
And then he's like,
And the
fitting,
skeleton.
because you're an animal.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really, really crazy.
Yeah, really whack. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's my favorite character.
So then Fleming goes in, and then they all have dinner, and the aliens are like, oh, we don't know how to eat on Earth. So they decide to copy everyone else in the room, because it's a foolproof way to fit in.
Except they only copy Animala, who's like also not a human. Isn't that
She's-
whack?
You know,
Yeah.
I think that maybe we don't have to go through this movie like scene by scene.
Yeah, that's possible.
Okay, yeah, that's true. Then
We're glossing over it though.
Okay.
It's not like
Yeah.
So there's
Yeah.
another quote that I have
Joey.
to say.
Die.
Actually, no, this quote's irrelevant. My wife sometimes forgets she is not a space alien when the aliens are trying to prove to Fleming that they're not aliens.
Right.
and
Yeah.
they don't fall. They don't realize that they're aliens still, because the people around it are conveniently naive for the plot.
Yeah.
It's really crazy.
Really crazy, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, we haven't talked about the mutant yet, right?
Oh yeah. there's
how about I can continue summarizing? 'Cause that's
Yeah,
a really
okay.
great summary.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Go.
Okay, guys. So they have dinner together, right? But then Dr. Fleming figures out that the aliens are aliens. So he's
Wow.
like, wait a second. Both of us want.
No, he knew before. He saw them go in the house and use the transmitter thing. That's
Right.
why he
Oh,
knew
yeah.
to use it.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Well,
He knows they're aliens.
he talks to them about the fact that they're aliens
Yeah.
when
It's like, hey, you're
Peter,
alien.
Pete, what's his name? I don't freaking know.
Paul.
Paul.
Same
and,
thing.
and
Yeah. It's not with Z,
housewife. You leave.
Housewife. Yeah.
Housewife. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Actually, I remember her name, but
But yeah, a housewife.
Housewife.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Housewife.
It's more descriptive.
yeah, the characters are very memorable.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Where was I? Dang it.
Dang it!
Yeah. So after dinner, they're like, wait a second. We both want the atmospherium, so we should work together. But as it turns out later, Dr. Fleming is actually tricking the aliens, and he just
Right.
wants all of it to himself so he can resurrect the lost skeleton of Cadavra.
Yeah, and they take like a good minute. Just they're talking about how they're gonna split it, and it's really woke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really goofy how the aliens are sort of awkward actually.
Yeah, and repeat themselves.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
Like,
they have this funny
all
manner
all the
of
characters
speech.
do, but
Yeah,
the aliens
yeah.
especially do.
Yeah.
Yeah, we forgot about. Oh yeah, we forgot to talk about. So there was a farmer at the very beginning of the film, but then he gets eviscerated, like almost like.
Oh,
right
yeah.
at the
Oh yeah, we have to talk
Yeah,
about
yeah.
that.
Yeah, that's a really important part of the plot.
Okay, so let me
A
get that
farmer
quote up.
gets-
The agriculture
Horrib-
industry in that
horribly
region was
mutilated.
never the same. I tell you,
Okay,
never the same.
So so the park ranger shows up after all of them are at dinner, and he's like, okay, so this farmer has been horribly mutilated. Here's one of the quotes. This horrible mutilation has a whole lot of people on a whole lot of edges, in response to Paul saying, oh, this mutilation has gotten me on edge. Like, they talk about mutilation and say the word mutilation several
Along with the
times.
world's horrible.
Horrible,
Yeah.
horrible mutilation for about a minute or two.
Yeah, zany.
on another note, I would like to say hello to my future self.
Epic.
Cool, yeah, it's a good time capsule right there. Okay.
yeah.
Anyway.
Anyway.
So what happens is that eventually, through some zany mind control antics,
Oh yeah. The,
There's
squ-
also
the,
Ranger Brad.
the squirrel wife.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. The squirrel wife who puts on some music and she dances seductively to, to the. Keep in mind she's wearing a skin tight like black thing and has like squirrel paws and
Because she's an animal.
yeah and then
Yeah.
she tries to like seductively dance with Paul and then Paul like starts dancing and like you have to put a clip of that. Oh god.
Yeah. Also, while-
YouTube says I'm not eligible for monetization because I upload other people's content. So,
dang it, heck dude.
shucks, I was
No,
really
you're-
hoping to make
you're
money off
enti-
of my movie night series.
your
Dang it.
entire channel's not eligible, or just
Yeah,
the series?
my entire channel.
That's cool.
Oof.
What do you mean you upload other people's content?
I don't know. Don't ask YouTube. I don't freaking.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's a really cool fact about the
Anyway,
movie. Yeah.
sorry about that.
Anyways.
I just needed to talk to somebody about that.
Yeah.
Someone
Yeah.
probably stole the Grammy Norma video. And then
Oh
put it
no.
into
Well,
Dude.
that I don't know why I would be.
Dude.
Anyway.
Okay.
Anyway, they eventually get their hands on the atmospherium, and then, as I already said, it turns out Dr. Feathers was tricking the aliens. So
Whoa.
the aliens are like, "Oh no!" And
We
then he
have
brings-
we have our Earth sharing, which is unlike your alien sharing, in which when I say Earth sharing, I'm not sharing with you, I'm sharing with me.
Yeah.
Was that a quote you wrote down, or just something you remember?
Though that's a paraphrase.
If you have any interest in this movie, please watch it because it's really great. When we're spoiling it, sorry.
Yeah.
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 Anyway, he tricks the aliens, and then they get like mind controlled by the skeleton, and the skeleton wants to have the female alien as his bride, but then he gets foiled because Paul goes over and hacks them up, and then the mutant also sacrifices himself.
I don't think we've really talked about the mutant.
Yeah,
at
the
all.
mutant was being really
There's a mutant in the
really
movie.
spooky, and it was
Yeah.
horribly mutilating some people, and then it almost
One
got
person.
got
Or two-
got-
yeah, two
got the housewife.
Yeah, there's a scene.
Almost
There's a
like the
scene.
housewife.
There's a
Not quite,
scene where the housewife like seductively like how do you
The mutant
describe
falls
that?
in love with the mutant like falls in love, or at least is very infatuated with.
she gives the
housewife.
mutant a mutant boner.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a PG movie though.
Yeah,
So
it's
yeah.
a very PG movie.
we don't know for
You
sure.
put it in
There's a lot of seductive dancing.
You kind of put it in a relatively crude way, though.
That's what I do.
Okay.
Dinner was delicious, honey. Keep cooking like that and I won't even be able to move, let alone do science.
That'd suit me fine, Mr. Meteor.
Ouch, that hurt.
The skeleton falls off a cliff.
Yeah, skeleton gets thrown off a cliff by the mutant, and then the mutant dies, and it's really sad.
Well, the mutant dies because of the very philosophical reason. The housewife said, "Oh, I guess he wasn't meant to kill."
Yeah.
No, like
It gets
he
really
had,
made
no,
me
he had
feel
a bone.
things.
I think he had a bone sticking out of him or something. Like
No, Michael. It's because he wasn't meant to kill.
Right. It's deep.
Yeah.
Oh really? Oh,
Yeah.
I thought that I could have sworn I saw like one of the skeleton's arms or something jutting
No,
out.
well,
of
he
him.
did have a bone sticking out of him for the housewife.
That,
Got him.
Oh yeah. Also, the skeleton
that was
ended up
really unnecessary.
violently strangling Dr.
God.
Fleming in an unpredictable betrayal.
Yeah.
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 So Dr. Fleming dies at the hand of the skeleton dies at the hand of the mutant, and then the mutant just dies because he did.
yeah.
I believe you said unpredictable sarcastically.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Got him.
That was a pretty predictable
When
thing.
the park ranger
Yeah.
went in the house, he said, "I guess in my time I've seen bears do things that even a bear wouldn't do."
Oh yeah, we didn't talk about Ranger Brad. He helps.
He's my favorite character in the whole
Yeah,
film.
he helps Roger Fleming find the cave initially, I think.
And that's it.
And then he's the
And then
one
he
that
gets
Roger
horribly mutilated
yeah,
as well.
Oh yeah, he does get horribly mutilated.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and also
You Earth fools are not lacking in the thinking, and then being triumphant area either.
Yeah.
That's when the aliens and Paul and his housewife are getting chummy in the space pod.
no, that it's related to I think it was the conversation with Roger Fleming where they said
I
that.
agree.
Was it? Oh, okay. I'm probably wrong then.
Yeah, so that's pretty much how the movie goes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
I'm sorry, this is very important. This is very exciting.
Yeah.
So, Paul was describing the power of atmospherium to his housewife. And he's...
His housewife.
Yeah, his housewife. No one
Growing
else's.
more and more
Yeah.
misogynistic.
But, okay, so he says, one teaspoon of this can get you all the way to the moon and back 6 times. And then...
It's pretty
what
much
his-
like a vibranium from Black Panther, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but what his
Yeah,
housewife
but they ripped it
responds
off
with
from that.
is moon,
Yep.
teaspoon. It's all gibberish to me, I'm afraid.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yup.
And then also Paul refers to water as good old fashioned H2O, I call it.
Yeah, Paul likes to bring up that he's
Paul's
a scientist
Yeah,
sometimes.
Half of his lines are like he
That's a
meant
stretch. It's more like like at the beginning.
Half of his lines have something to do with science.
No,
for
at
sure.
the beginning, almost all of his lines do, but the references to him being a scientist fade out as the film goes on.
he mentions that he's a scientist or does science.
They have
more,
to establish
more,
that he's a scientist early
more,
on.
Yeah,
more
they're very
than
good at
Mark
establishing the
Cerny
characters.
says
Yeah.
that his wife is dead.
Yeah.
In Knack.
Dude,
Knack.
I love Knack.
In
Dude,
Knack, yeah.
we were playing Knack before we
Hey,
watched
should
this
we
film.
talk about Knack instead of
I
this
wasn't
film?
because I arrived relatively late.
Yeah, anyway,
Yeah.
back to the film.
Oh yeah,
Let's
and
talk about
also
Knack, actually.
Paul fought off the mutant. I mean,
Oh,
I can call it fighting, but it's not really fighting.
Yeah.
That's a crucial.
But I guess I should stick to science and leave the alien mutant fighting to the experts.
Right.
He actually did a pretty good job at fighting the mutant. You got to give him a hand.
They made a transgender joke in the
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
they said that like Paul said like all the men should go to the door to investigate,
Right.
and then like the alien dude doesn't get up and he's like that's what men do, but I'm not gonna assume anything.
No, it's something. It's something like aren't you get up unless there's something about us that we don't know.
Oh
or
yeah,
something
yeah,
like that.
yeah, that's it.
Yeah, it was like it was.
Michael, it's 2001. Give it some slack. Oh yeah, this is 2001.
Well, I
Yeah.
mean, I think the type of humor they're going for
That's true.
would not have changed that much. Like, I think
Yeah.
you can still pull off some edgy humor.
I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
that joke isn't horribly offensive to me.
Yeah, and we laughed to it, so you know. It's...
Yeah. I don't know, I'm not transgender, so I wouldn't be offended by it. But
That's true.
anyway.
Well, I see the brainy types are up bright and early this morning. They say that's the best time to look at little glowing rocks.
Huh? What the? Huh? Oh, sorry, honey. I guess I must have been really involved in my scientific work there for a minute.
I guess that's what they mean when they say scientists have rocks in their heads.
Ha ha.
Speaking of funny, did you guys think this film was knee-spankingly hilarious?
Yeah.
Oh, it was
It was pretty good.
it
yeah.
was
It was hilarious.
skeleton bone funny.
It was hilarious.
Yep.
Yep. I agree with that.
Yeah.
It was hilarious in the same way that scenes from like movies like Birdemic and The Room are hilarious. But the thing
Oh no,
is,
you're getting
but the one thing that actually made this film more enjoyable to watch than either of those is the fact that this scene was pretty much all it was all just like kind of, you know, those scenes that it was just entirely consistent to me more of these scenes. Like they weren't just like long stretches of like
Oh yeah, you
relatively
could
boring
take literally
shots.
any frame from this and make a meme from it.
You could
I
technically
love
say
memes.
that about anything,
Dude.
potentially.
Well, no,
Like the
this
board
has some
vessel.
potent. This has some potent meme potential.
Dude, yeah.
If any of y'all are in the meming business,
sorta
I
like-
have a meme farm.
It's sort
for
of like
you.
the image of the board vessel from 600 to 500 BCE from Etruscan
Actually, it's BC.
ceramic.
BC.
Well,
it's not
well,
BC.
not being
BC
politically correct over
is
here.
the updated
No,
version.
no, we
No.
are AD and BC. No,
Yeah,
get
get
that
outta here.
CE and BC out of here.
Oh, yeah, well,
Awesome.
Oh, yeah, well, I'm a scientist. I don't believe in anything.
That's a good reference.
That is.
To the movie.
That is.
Yeah,
so-
but
so
the vessel thing.
Oh yeah.
Nilmer
movie we just
has
watched.
to. Nilmer should upload that like onto YouTube just as a standalone clip, just like
Yeah, you can
20
do that, like,
seconds
what?
of
Okay.
the boar
Nilmer,
image,
can you do
because
that,
that's like
please?
the future. That's the meme of the future. That's gonna be meme of the year.
Maybe on
2000.
Nilmer too. Stay tuned for that, guys.
No,
Yeah,
on Nilmer
meme,
what?
meme of the year
No.
2022. I'm telling you.
Rest? How can I rest when the two best alien friends I've ever had may be in danger?
That's
Ooh.
another quote from the film.
That is another quote.
Wow.
That is-
No way.
And
How
then,
are we gonna wrap this up? I feel like we're running,
Well,
running on.
Did you guys
people.
think this movie was good? Everybody give their honest opinion and don't be sarcastic about it.
oh,
On a scale,
I enjoyed it.
It
It,
was-
wasn't
it was-
well made, but that's what it was going
It was
for,
a
so I
really
liked it a lot.
really fun movie.
Yeah.
It was good.
I'd recommend
was-
it.
Don't stop it on it.
I'm not. I'm
yeah.
just,
I-
just checking
I-
the time, guys.
it's
Yeah.
like I had fun with it, but I would not
Shut
necessarily
up, Joe.
recommend it.
What? You were laughing the whole time, dog.
You were laughing more than I
You were
was.
literally
And don't say dog.
laughing at it.
It's,
Don't say.
Don't say dog.
Don't say dog.
like it was. It's fun. It's kind of funny, but just like
Kind of.
because of how
Yeah.
bad the film
like,
is,
I laughed.
mostly. I know it's designed to be bad, which definitely skews things with
If
the
you're
rating.
into, well,
But
If
the-
you like The Room, you'll like this.
yeah. I mean,
yeah, makes
It's
If
sense.
you
not-
if you have a sense of humor, you'll like this.
it's not bad on accident, but it's a lot of fun. What about you, Joey?
Well, I didn't laugh at this film, but that's mostly because I don't laugh at films in general. But despite that, I did find this film actually rather funny
Yeah.
compared to the average film that I watch.
Yeah.
So yeah.
There
I-
you go.
Joey,
That's pretty
what
great.
is the average firm that you, not firm, film that you watch?
What's the
I don't
average
know,
firm
there's
that
like
you've
a
invested
total-
in?
Yeah, that's
He,
exactly.
he doesn't watch a ton of films.
Yeah, I don't
so-
actually watch a ton of films.
I do not either, actually.
So I have
Wow,
a few, I have
that's
a few
so
more,
interesting.
I have a few more quotes. Do you want to ponder them?
Sure, go for it.
Okay. Well, I can't stop a woman from tagging.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was coming
Ponder.
with him after he was doing something in the woods.
And it was,
Here's another one
And
said
by-
by the housewife. If I ever wanted a safe life, I wouldn't have married a man who studies rocks. That's a very exciting
are
life.
there any
Are you
other,
stopping it?
No!
Oh no, you're not. Okay.
Stop!
Are there any
Frick you!
Are you pulling up another meme?
No, he's opening m.wav on my desktop.
I don't know what that is. But as
Forget about it.
as the main man himself said, the main man himself did not say that. The main man himself said, "Let the skeleton wedding begin."
Yeah.
So that was really funny.
Yeah.
When we just made that static.
Yeah, it's like
That was- I
Yeah.
thought that
no,
was
they
hilarious.
even have
Yeah.
like a skeletal mask over one of the aliens.
Oh
It's just
yeah,
like a hoodie.
yeah. So the skeleton for some reason wants to marry the female alien.
Yeah.
And he,
Yeah.
and then there's also like an emotional arc where, you know how Fleming said, even when I was a child, I was hated by skeletons.
I do know that.
Well,
No, it's skeletons, not skeletons.
well, I say how how I want. Well, at the end, the skeleton chokes him with his bone fingers, and says that he's always hated him for some reason.
Yeah.
And then in response, no, I think that was at some point because of this, Fleming shouted stupid skeleton," while poking the skeleton repeatedly in its eye holes. And that didn't really do anything. Yeah, his eye sockets. Those things.
Yeah.
What's the correct anatomical term for eye sockets?
Probably eye sockets.
Yeah.
Boring.
Microphone.
Yeah.
How about eyeball storage units?
That's a good. That's a good one.
Ocular basins.
Mmm.
Because I'm a scientist.
Mmm.
Ocular basins actually sounds really nice. I like that. It kind of rolls off the tongue. Very
Just
well.
like the ocular basin at the top of the Bohr vessel, 600
Oh.
to 500 BC in
Oh.
True Skin ceramic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah. Stop, Joey! Stop opening freaking WAVs!
Sorry, I just love WAVs, you know. You
Don't
like how
download
WAVs
iTunes.
by default open on iTunes
No,
on your computer.
seriously
It's
though.
cool.
Because he's an Apple fanboy.
No,
Oh,
yeah,
is that what you
I've
downloaded?
never
Is
used
that
the
what you
iTunes application on my
Is that what you
computer.
downloaded to use instead
No,
of Rust?
I've never used the iTunes on my computer, guys. Shut the frick up! Oh
Why did you?
Okay, so
Anyway, guys.
That was good.
And-
Before the police, before the feds get here for
let-
looting the
Milner,
lollies.
Do us all a favor and delete that
No,
soundbite.
I'm good.
Delete your
Delete that
delete your
soundbite.
brain.
No.
Erase your memories. Get the bleach. Bring
I'm
that
good.
back. Buy bleach from Walmart.
Ignore that.
Walmart.
Watch the line, YCP.
Yeah, do that.
It makes sense in context.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
It really doesn't, but yeah.
Yeah.
To understand that
There's no
soundbite, one
context.
needs.
Anyway, should we end this? We're like 30 minutes in.
Yeah.
Yeah, sounds good enough.
Anyone want to like give final thoughts or something?
I liked it a lot. Watch it.
Final
That
Fantasy.
was a really good final thought.
I think
Thank you.
America was a mistake.
Okay.
Wow, that was really good, guys.
Yeah, that was really
That
good.
was a really successful,
yeah.
episode.
Should we wrap this up?
Audio.
Wrap it up. Wrap it up like a
Muchacho.
rap from World Raps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lil
Yeah.
Poe can rap. Check out Lil
Dude,
Poe on
check
YouTube.
out Little Poe.
I wish it. I really want to get Lil
Poe.
Poe for a movie night.
Yeah.
Oh,
man.
yeah,
That'd be
yeah.
awesome.
That'd be so
I,
awesome.
I would be down for
It's weird because he doesn't really know us though.
Yeah, I don't think he even knows my name, but
Yeah,
I'm a
He
huge fan
sits
of
next
his.
to Dewey.
Anyway,
Dude,
thanks for listening, guys.
really on
Second.
task.
Should we listen to the whole thing again?
No,
Yeah.
no.
I have to leave. It's like
That'd be really
9:30.
great if we were to do that.
I want to bust.
We're still recording, guys.
Yeah.
Wanna watch Big Mouth?
Bye, everyone.
Dude, wanna watch Big Mouth?
Bye. Say bye.
Okay,
Bye.